will go to the piece de resistance, the finale of the show that I do every time, or every time when when I don't run out of time, I suppose, is I call it the firing line. It's basically the same as name association. I'm just going to give you a name, and you give me a short form answer of what you think about them, and for the most part, I'm sure you'll say they're all great people. And the first one is Cowboy Bob.
Cowboy Bob Orton, super guy. Loved working with Bob. He's a tremendous mechanic, a good psychologist. I look forward to seeing him at the Cauliflower Alley Club in September.
Fabulous Moolah.
Fabulous Moolah. I always got along with Moolah. I've heard stories from some of the girls that will defend her to their graves and some of them that don't like her at all, but she was always very kind to me. So I have not a bad word to say about Moolah.
Dino Bravo.
Dino Bravo was great. I loved Dino. I just can't believe he got hooked up like that in the cigarette world with the Indians like he did. And, Dino was sometimes a little cocky. He was always humble around me, always very nice. Always worked with him many, many times. And first thing he said, "All right, don't shoot on me, don't shoot on me." And then, I'd laugh because he's a strong guy. But I missed Dino.
Eddie Gilbert, who you work with. I should say, I'm sorry, that these are all WWF people that I'm giving you names of. I hadn't realised that you had worked with Eddie Gilbert when you first came into the WWF as a singles in '84, I think.
Did I? I don't remember. I work with so many people that I don't remember, James. When you have over 5,000 wrestling matches, I had somebody come up to me and say, "I have your all of your life matches," and I said, "Oh, great! I'd love to see that." So they had like 1,200 matches, and I'm looking, and I said, "I had 1,200 matches in my first 4 years in the business of wrestling. Over 300 days a year." And so anyway, it's impossible to get all the matches that you've done overseas, and I spend a lot of my time overseas, a lot of time with. We used to do the weekends with the IWA, the International Wrestling Alliance in here. And this guy put together, Tom Shade, some of the best weekend shows. They'd always be sold out. You do those, go to Japan, even while I was running the Gold's Gyms, even when I was a county commissioner and a politician, I was still working. Herb Abrams, all the matches with Herb, there's just, all the different countries, just Malaysia, Bonaire, Curacao. I wrestled in a place called Kota Kinabalu on the island of Sabah in Malaysia. And we had a riot there. Frenchie Martin and the Nasty Boys, Killer Bees, Brady Boone, a bunch of guys. I mean, we were fighting our fannies off. I'll never forget in this place. And they wanted to kill the bad guys, but they were thinking they're helping us, and we're all. I mean, it was crazy. But I've been so many places, and from Russia. Russia's amazing to wrestle in. Just so many stories from all around the world.
I'll take it you don't have any stories of Eddie Gilbert then.
I have no Eddie Gilbert stories.
That's fine. Ivan Putski.
Ivan Putski. Ivan Putski was a road buddy. A lot of people didn't like to ride with Ivan. Ivan ate tons of onions. He was an onion freak. And so a lot of people didn't like to ride with Ivan. He had a little different sense of humor. He was a pretty straight guy. And I'd ride with Ivan, and we rode together for a few months, day in and day out. And I got to really like Ivan. He was always very proud of his boys, Scott, and can't think of his other boy's name. But he was always proud of his boys and liked to talk about other sports. A real gentleman to me.
Don told me once. I'll harp on Ivan briefly. Is that Don told me once that maybe some people in the locker room were jealous of him. Maybe in the early '80s because he was so well featured.
Probably Don would know more than me. Because Don was there then. He was like around Ivan a lot more than I was.
Yeah. I'll ask a few more. Bill Eadie.
Bill Eadie, great guy. Just talked to him not long ago. Both him and Barry, super people. Bill Eadie's a school teacher, very dedicated to his pupils. Has a beautiful family. A lot of fun to work with, although he's another stiff guy. Can be very stiff. But he'd never hurt anybody. I mean, he'd never hurt me anyway, or Brunzell, I don't think. You'd have to ask Jimmy, but I know Jimmy would complain sometimes. But I always liked Bill Eadie, the Demolition. I worked with Bill Eadie in singles before the Demolition. Good guy.
Tiger Chung Lee.
Oh God, Tiger Chung Lee. He's actually Korean, and big Korean guy. He always wore polo cologne. I'll remember that forever. Always wore polo cologne and very heavy. And Tiger was a nice guy, easy to work with. Not a lot of, it wasn't like working with Bret Hart, you know. I mean, it was more like, a lot of meat chopping, but, good guy.
We'll end with a few more then, and I'll thank you for your time, George. No, I won't ask for George Scott. Let's go for a bigger name, Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior, I was around the Warrior quite a bit, but we never rode together a lot. He was kind of a more of an isolated type person. He did have a few friends that he drove with, and I like Jim, and I thought I don't know how he got in and wrestled after he used so much energy in his entrance. That used to blow my mind. But
with difficulty, I believe, is how he did it.
Yeah. He got I think maybe, he had a great gimmick. Sometimes I think he got a bigger push than maybe he should have, if I could say something negative at all. But he nonetheless, I mean, some people, he was number one in their eyes, and he left behind a wonderful family, and I pray that he's in a better place.